So when I make my soil, I just take more than the cup needs and then just tap it down like this, and that's it. I don't want to over tap it, but I don't want it to be too loose as well. So just tapping them like that should be good enough. All right.
Soil?
My soil is cocoa coil mix, like what we have over there. But mine's, I just mix a little bit of native dirt to it with cocoa coil. Sometimes it gets too waterlogged, so I add a little bit of native soil to it to make sure it's not too waterlogged.
Just like topsoil?
Yeah, just topsoil, any soil. Just add it to it.
You make sure it's like sandy or
It's sandy, clay, doesn't matter. I just want to loosen up the cocoa coil so it's not holding too much water.
You want to put any compost or anything?
No. You could if you want to, but compost is, I think it's more expensive than cocoa coil. So
oh, it's the coconut.
cocoa, the husk of the coconut, they shred it up like into almost powdery, and then you use that as the growth mediums. That's what we have here. All of these are that we're using here is a cocoa coil. It's just that it comes in bulk, huge size.
It's a bit more sustainable than
Okay.
like,
All right, you guys. Thanks for coming. Today I'm gonna show you a couple how to grow them. Let me show you the Asian chicken egg first. I think this is one Gaw. I think Hmong call this is Gaw or something. Gaw or yeah, Gaw or Gaw. So for this, you cut it up. Make sure you have 3 or 4 node.
what's a node?
Node, okay.
Good.
Node, it's like where each of the leaves comes out. Each of these. For the bottom one, that's gonna stick in the soil. That's where the roots are gonna come out. So take out all the blotch leaf. This little node here where each leaf comes out, you can actually see those little branch sticking out, but those will not come out if you stick it into the ground. They will, the roots, the roots will come out exactly where those nodes are. So they'll come out of those. And for me, you could use this, or you could use either this or not. It will work just fine. So just to increase my chance, I use the growth hormone powder. And then just stick it in there like that. And what you do is that right now they don't need all those leaves. Their only job is to grow root. So you get rid of half of this leaf. They don't need the leaf. They don't need to produce energy right now. They just need the little leaves to give them little energy, and their only job is to grow root. And that's all you need. This is all you do with them. And if you want to,
Because like more leaf will be more water pulled out.
you can use the tip, or you can use the stem. This will work as well. So you don't necessarily use the tip. This will work just as well.
Oh wow.
So see, I'm leaving two half.
Wow, that's
I'm
enough.
leaving the
One
two
leaf.
half.
What?
So that's all I need. Cause its job, I want this.
It'll come out of here, right?
Yeah, the new stem will come out between the stem and the leaf. So it'll come out from here and here. But for those bottom that is under the ground, roots will come out from where the node is. As soon as the root comes out of the node and it gets water and nutrients from there, then everything here will have root. But the first root will come out of the node. The secondary root will come out from anywhere that it wants to.
English name for this is Okinawa sage.
Okay. And what's the
See.
mug name?
See this one? Even if I don't put rooting hormones on it, it will still grow. But there's a trick to it. I'll tell you the trick later. For a one plant, see how many plant I'm getting now? For that one little one, I'm gonna get two little plant out of that. Cut it off. I don't want that much leaf. The whole thing is that the leaf, it's taking up too much energy from the plant, and you don't want the leaf to be monopolizing the energy from the plant. You want the plant to use all the energy that it has stored up in the stems to make root.
Are these ones that you can just do a leaf?
Those they will not grow.
Okay.
Those they will not grow, but
they need a little bit of leaf so they can keep
photosynthesis going,
Yeah.
but not so much that they're wasting the water and the nutrient that they have saved up. Yeah, that's what it. See this this grow out of the leaf. See the one that you guys were touching it and you say it looks delicious without cooking. That's where it's coming from.
Wow.
It grows right out of the tip of the leaf.
What?
So
just put a leaf in there?
you just put a leaf in there.
What?
You could put it sideways like this, and it'll start coming out from the top as well on the bottom.
Like a succulent.
Yeah. So that's one way. This is usually plant that looks like desert plant. They will sprout that way. But plant that looks like this, you need to do some cutting. And these are pretty much the same. You grow them the same way. Get rid of the big, huge leaf. They don't need it now. Some if you look at YouTube, some will say cutting an angle like this. But I found out it doesn't matter. It still works.
It makes you feel better.
Yeah, it makes you feel more comfortable and more assuring that what you grow will sprout, and then you can go ahead and do it. And you just need to keep on doing this, and same thing, every single one you are doing the same. That's
It's
Joe.
No.
Joe.
That's not Joe.
There's a Elliot pie leaf then.
Elliot Pilot.
It's not Joe Pie. Is it? It's got a big pink flower?
Yeah, and
No.
It's like your favorite plate.
you never know what's edible.
Edible,
There's lots of things that are
Weird,
edible.
because that's like native to North America.
You never sniffed the Joe Pie?
No.
Well, Elliot,
Like,
maybe there's a variety that grows in North America, but might not be exactly the same one.
Yeah. Huh. Weird. Because the Joe Pie name, as far as I know, comes from like a Native American.
It's prairie.
Yeah. It's medicinal, but not edible as far as I know, and the leaves are not. They're a little darker. Interesting. Wow.
Is this the Joe Pie weed or this is the new one?
Which
No, this is a new one. Yeah,
Joe pie here?
oh, no,
Là.
no, this one.
Wow.
Cho nó
This is really interesting.
Is this one edible?
cho nó lọt tọt nó lọ.
Oh,
Cho Joe pie có mà cho
yeah, I know.
cho nó cho cái cho
You should follow the Noah.
cho điên chúa.
Oh,
My mom said those are điên chúa là some people call it điên lò.
Oh. Well, I thought he said that about the succulent.
I just kind of assumed all.
Okay. They're all places. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a specific variety. Some are just like an edible wild gatherers out there. Some are
So that's how you do it for every single one. You pretty much doing the same.
How long until like they're strong? Like how long until they're ready to transplant?
This 1 month. That's all it takes. And those node that is closest to the ground, it has a tendency to soak up water from the ground as well. So you will see root coming out and dangle like some other tree.
Filler roots.
Yeah, you will see root dangling down. And while those on the surface they're dangling down, those are node underground will also have root too. This will come out really quick. This is more like for beginner. You will have 100% success with this, and they'll boost your your confidence. But and this one too, it's like medium. It takes long time, maybe a month and a half. And this they have this strong leaf. No matter where you put it, the leaf never wilted. So it always makes you feel like, oh yeah, it's not dead yet. So it gives you that confidence. But this, it takes longer time. This takes you longer time. But this took you the longest. Cho nó dùng gọi lý khai phổ lại muốn chỉ dùng the citrus, yeah, the citrus family tree takes the longest to root. So don't give up. After 3 months, if you do a whole batch, after 3 months, you only see root come out of a few of them. But don't give up. They're not dead yet.
Yeah, but what if? I mean, I've tried keeper lime trees before, and I've not succeeded at all. Like after months, they just dry up and die. I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
See?
Or, I've tried it both ways.
You already you already gave yourself the answer already.
That they dried up? Or
Yep, that's the problem, and that's also the answer.
How do I water them? I've done so many different ways. I haven't given up yet.
This will take about 3 months at least, and only a few of them will show up. But do not give up. They will
Did you
still
use the
grow.
rooting hormone for this one?
I use it too.
Okay.
From my experience, it doesn't make that much of a difference whether you use growth hormone or not. And if I use it, I use it. If I don't use it, if I run out of it, I just keep on doing what I do because it's not that much of difference. All right. So here's the trick.
All your hard work.
Here's the trick. You put it in a tub like this. Keep it. This is the trick.
Is it better to cover the whole thing, or is it better to cover each individual?
Cover the whole thing will be better.
And you would fill this, right?
Huh? Yeah, you will fill the whole bucket. And I got these huge rubber bands from some distributor, some just from Walgreen distributor and the forest. So I put them into use.
It's a nice little man.
So this is all you do.
Oh, perfect. You put water in the bottom?
Nope. After you use some moist soil just so they'll hold the plant up, and you could leave it that way, or you could get some water and spread it out to hold to as a glue to hold it together. But because we started with some moist soil like this, that's all you need. No more water forever. Do not add any more water. Yeah. Do not add any more water because it has enough moisture already. You added more water, it's gonna grow mold. It's gonna grow whatever thing else you do not want to grow in there. This is all you need, and you leave this in a home in a lighting. Could be any light in the house. If you use the bathroom a lot, and then the bathroom is the one that gives the light the most, you can leave this in the bathroom, or you can uh, individually you can give it a light, but just regular light, just shine in. When you wake up, turn on the light. When you go to sleep, turn it off. That's all you need. But do not do not uncover this. Do not add any more water. Leave it like this. Let it do its job for a whole month. And when you wanna with peak, you will start to see condensation on top here. But that's okay. Leave it for a month, and you can peek around from the side. It will still be like this. It will not wilt it. It will not die.
So just to get confirmation, like you wouldn't want to place this like in direct.
Oh no,
sunlight,
no, no,
like
not direct
I'm
sunlight.
gonna leave it in the greenhouse.
If you leave it in direct sunlight,
Toast.
not only that it's gonna toast, but the water from the potting, a lot of them is gonna evaporate and then gonna condense, and you have whole lot more water on the side, and that's a source of molds and a fungus to grow. So you want some humidity, but you don't want overly humidity, and you don't want direct sunlight. Just leave it under your regular household lamp, and that's all you need, and leave it there for a month.
not a grow light.
Not well, you can use grow light, those grow light that they give you green, red light. Yeah, those would be good too. Those would be good, but not super strong UV light like what we have from the sun. So just leave it like this. For this, you leave it this with the sun. But if you have a fruit tree and you cut it up, you grow the stem like what we have here. These are from grapes that Nicholas Butcher. 1, 2, 3. For this, I'll come back to this later. For this, this needs even more less light. Okay, if you start this in the spring like this and there's no frost, you leave it there. You put it behind your house, or you leave them in the basement, or you leave them in your shed where they do not get direct sunlight, but they do get some sort of indirect light to it. And this,
You want a bigger pot, right? This
yeah, you need a bigger pot. Just a demonstration. That is just a demonstration. So this you leave behind your house where this shading, or you leave in your shed, in your garage, where it doesn't get direct sunlight, but it still have, like, when the sun comes out, you still have that visible light. So this you do not need light.
And
You
it's the
could
same, we want like these
Yeah,
nodes
yeah.
underground.
So this, just live like this, and you will have it.
And did I hear you count off when you were cutting that?
Oh yeah, good idea. Okay, might as well grow now. No, might as well now. No, okay, This I counted 3 nodes because I want one of these nodes to be stick on the ground. Because I want these 2 to be on top. If this node doesn't sprout this well, if this doesn't sprout this well, so I want an assurance that one of them will sprout. So like just like the rest, if the root will sprout from this first. Once it take hold of this, then every place here could have root as well. But the first one will come up from the node. So that's what you need. So you stick it all the way like up here, or maybe even higher up, whatever. Keep it stable, make it stable on your pot. Then these 2 stick out. And this, especially grapes, apples, and fruit tree. Any type of stem tree with stems, tree with stem, cherries. When you started out, do it in the spring like this. First of all, when they sprout, you'll get the flower. So do not be too happy, do not be too excited, or do not disappoint yourself.
Do you want to kill the flower?
The flower will always sprout first. So get rid of them because you don't need all the energy to go into flower. You want the energy to focus on that. Use a little trimming scissor or use your fingernails and get rid of the flower and leave it there. Leave it, and in a couple months, literally a couple months, you'll sprout out. You could for this will even work. You cut this up, you just stick this in the ground, it will sprout, it will root. But as long as you keep humidity. The humidity is the key, it's the number 1 key. You could do anything else, you could be wrong in every other procedure, you could do it wrong. But if you keep the humidity right, and then everything will grow. You will have a huge, up to 90% success. Humidity is the key, number 1. So keep the humidity on. Do not let it dry or do not overheat it, so it will over condense and grow mold. And keep it like this. And for a month, you will see this leaf. You will see them start to grow. And
There's a whole bunch of grapes.
yeah, a whole bunch of this.
Yesterday, so they should be definitely able to.
We have
Like they found them on Troy,
Yeah.
on the roadside. Yeah, on the roadside there, yeah. So what I must caution you guys is the root.
Oh, yeah, don't put it upside down.
Oh yeah, don't put them upside down.
How do you tell? It's
See,
hard.
it's like go like a V shape.
Okay.
So make sure the rooted part goes in the ground.
Look at it. There's a V going up. There's a V
Right?
going down. This is up though, right?
And the tip part goes up. So
The nodes
Yeah.
above this.
so it will be that way. I think that the directions of
Like with node
water flow will down and go up. What I was gonna say is that the root that come out of here is very fragile. I mean, the root is strong, but the connection to the stem is very fragile. So some people actually use a 5-gallon bucket, put some dirt on the bottom, they plant 20 of them together, and then later on when they start leafing, they start shooting, perhaps they start sprouting, then they dump the whole buckets on the ground and sort it out and plant them individually. When you do that, you kill a lot of them because the root is so fragile that the root actually tore off from the stem. And if you can handle the loss like that, then it's okay. But if you want to make sure every single one grows up, plant them individually so you do not have to go through the whole sorting process and lose some in along the way. So plant each individually. You could do it like this, plant individually and then stick it in there. There's like double do it like this and put it in there and cover it up. You could do that. And when this start to sprout and you get rid of the flower and then the leaves keep on going, then when it's time to transplant it, you can just dump up the whole thing and then transfer to a bigger pot. That way you do not have to play around with sorting, and you do not have to lose any because the root tore up. So that's one of the things that you need to be careful about. All right, so this this is the one part of it that's a secret. The other part, okay, we're gonna move on to the other part. The other part is ear layering. Ear layering. There's also a trick to it. This is just mostly for fruit trees. You started with something. I'll just get rid of the little branch here. I don't need this, so I'm getting rid of those. And then you for ear layering, maybe an inch or an inch and a half. Pick one with the node, or if you have long distance between node and you can't choose one that's good, then you can just do without the node. But if you do have a node, do it. Use one of the node as the focal point.
Right below the node.
Right below and right above it. Make a slice around like this on top of the node, and a cut circumcision size node below and above it. Back in Laos, this is what my parents use. This is what my parents do to kill trees that they don't want to grow. You make a cut around like this to stop the sap from flowing up, and that's how my parents killed tree back in Laos. Yeah, ear laying. This you use ear layering mostly because you have a plant that is standing up, and you are not sure if what you do is going to succeed or not, and you don't want to kill the mother plant at the same time.
This is in the ground right now.
Yeah, that's in the ground right now. So just assume that this is a tree on the ground. Okay. For ear layering, once you take the bark out, the trick for ear layering for a good success is to make sure you scrape all the cambium out. The better you scrape this off, the better success you have. And this is the trick for ear layering. Anybody can cut the bark off in a circle, in a circumcised way. Anyone can cut it.
So can I just interrupt?
Yep.
Did you cut off the node? And that's okay?
I can.
Yeah,
That's
you wanted
okay.
to-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I cut off the node. I trim it nice. And but for ear layer, this is the trick. If you want to have success, this is the trick. Scrape off all of these Cambrian layers really nice so that when the water comes out from the bottom, it stops. It has to go through the soil to go up here, to go up. And all those nutrients that the leaves make comes down to the root, but it comes down here, it got stuck here, and it got soaked up by the soil. That's the trick. If you leave just a little bit of Cambrian left, it's like a highway pathway for water to go up and down, and then nothing gets stuck here, and you will not have root taking place.
So you're covering something with soil.
Yeah, you covered it with soil. So
Like
a lot of people doesn't have very much success because for some reason they didn't do a good job in scraping all the Cambrians out, and there's a pathway for water and nutrients to go up and down to the leaf top. So when you do that, once you got that, really nice. Take your time. Take your time. See, this is the new invention, and don't pack it so tight. Just the soil that you use, the soil that is moist. That if you squeeze like this, water doesn't come out. If water come out when you squeeze, it's too moist, it's too wet, and you just there. Just do it like this, and then you just tie it. Make sure it stays put. And then for fruit tree, my experience is only 2 months. Do not let it go longer than that. If it is 1 month, the root is not big enough, and you will have, like, if you make 10 of this, you only have 5 or 6 of them that has root. The rest have not rooted yet. But if you let it go beyond 2 months, there's too much root in there. They are squeezing each other out, and then the root itself actually sticks to the surface of your mold here. And when you open it up like this, you have a chance of ripping the root off of the stem. So do not let it go beyond 2 months. Do not open this up before 1 month old. So between 1 month and 2 months, that's where all the roots are in a stage, in a concentration or in the length that you want. So between 1 month and 2 months, it works. This is the new one. But in the old day, you can also do it like this. You could put them in a bag.
Was it not back in the old days?
Yeah, they have those sandwich bag. They have those sandwich bags, not the zip one, but the one that you fold it over, and you can do it like this. Yeah, you can do that, and then you cut it up, and then you just and you just tied it up like that. It works just well. But like I said before, the trick is to make sure you scrape it really well. You scrape it really well, and do not open up your mold, or you do not untie your bag before 1 month, and do not let it go beyond 2 months. That's the trick. And I think those are the two tricks for succulents, fruit tree.
Then right after that, after the rooting, 1 to 2 months, how far down? I'm assuming then you would cut that branch off, and that becomes your new
Yes.
planting. How far below that root ball would you suggest cutting?
If I were using this, I would just cut right on the bottom here.
Right there.
Yeah, I will cut right on the bottom here, because all this root, I'm not going to kill it, because all the roots, they're just circling around the mold, and they'll be in there a bunch of white or brown root in there. And as soon as I cut it, put in a pot, but do not put it under direct sunlight as well. Put in something like not the back of your house, not in the shade, but if you have some patch of wood nearby, put it in there. You just need little bits of light trickle through the leaves of your forest or your growth. And after a month or so, and they get acclimated to the hot and the sun, UV light, then you can take them out. And just make sure when you transplant them, put it under some shady, some diffuse light, some shady light, like that. And that will work. And your trick, Yimo, your trick is that you probably did not keep it like this long enough.
I've tried it both ways. I didn't put it into, like, I did it where I kept it under plastic like that, and kept the humidity. But I think then I realized that what you said was that it got moldy because there was too much moisture.
Mm.
So that's my issue that I just diagnosed.
Do you like burp it ever?
But
It's-
I've also tried it where I tried
Huh?
I did not put it under any plastic either, and it dried up. And so I tried it just different ways.
I have noticed over the years, if you do cutting from a live plant like this, you have less mold. For some reason, you have less mold and less fungus growing from it. If you started from over winter stem like this, you get a lot more mold. Like this one here, if I were to plant it, I will start to see mold on the surface because the dead skin on the first surface are like food for mold and stuff. But those you don't have dead surface, so they are less likely to have mold. But this and fruit tree, you can almost guarantee that there's going to be mold.
So is the spring not the time then to
It is
propagate
the
that,
time.
or is it better in the fall?
It is the time, but you just need to keep an eye on it. Excuse me. So for little branches this and that, what I do first is that I use either vinegar, washing vinegar solution, or hydrogen peroxide solution, and mix it water to dilute it and spread it out, or maybe leave it in diluted sanitized water for a while before I plant it, and that sort of delay the growth of molds and stuff like that. It will still grow, but it takes longer for them to show up. But you just need to keep on spraying it with diluted H2O2 or vinegar, and to keep that volumes of molds down, and that should work.
ตัวลีชอยาวแต่จะยุ่งกันนะ ไอ้นี่มันเสียนี่มันของนะของตัวเวอร์
Không work mà
เวอร์แล้ว
không work mà không work tại
เด็กก็ว่าอยู่คนชายด้วยคนชายด้วยก็จะเอาไป
không chế riêng lên nào bia nó是的对了，但是嘛có钱就tiền đó là thì có yêu chủ mua đàn đâu giờ nó vòng bòi cả nư 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 hư nào.
มาไปมุ่งอยู่เด้ฮะอย่าได้ปล่อยอย่าอยู่เด้circulation เสีย
Ô còn là có hydroponic lại lên được có work đi à work đi à, 但是嘛he was asking about the water circulation, the other methods of cloning, where you use perlite and water solution. 当然的 work 低呀呢，但是嘛 what I found out is that because that works as well, but because you started with perlite and not soil, the root needs time to acclimate when you transfer them into soil. You could lose a quarter of it during the process of transferring them into soil, because the root gets so used to being sucking the nutrients from the water that transferring them to soil. If you don't acclimate them, you put in the soil, you leave them out in sunlight right away, you could lose up to 25% of it. But if you transfer it and you put under some shady trees and things like that, or in the back of your house where it is shady, you leave it there for weeks or 2 weeks before you slowly acclimate them to direct sunlight, then your rate of failure will decrease. But for this, if you clone them on soil, they're ready to go right away as soon as they take root. If you clone them in a solution with perlite, then you still have to put them in the soil and then let them grow. And that process of transfer, from my experience, I could lose up to 25% of my batch. Yeah,
I
that's
noticed that this spring for the first time.
yeah.
Like I'll propagate the pineapple sage just in water,
Uh-huh.
and they'll be like Woo,
Yep,
do it
yep,
right,
yep,
and the
yep.
roots will be going like,
Yep.
let's put in some
Look at all those hundreds of roots. There you go.
Yeah.
There you
They're
go.
like, what
See?
is this?
Yeah, yeah,
Ground
yeah,
trap.
yeah. They need to be acclimated from water solution into soil medium, and that's one of the things that a lot of people prefer soil like you do here. Once they take root, it's a go from there. You don't need to acclimate them anything. You could just transfer them to a bigger pot if you want it,
Yeah.
or you can just leave them till they grow bigger and then transfer them directly to the ground. So this my prefer my preferred method. But to be highly successful, don't forget to keep the humidity in your bucket. As soon as you lose the humidity, you will lose your plant. They get so used to sucking in water through their stomata pore on their leaves that as soon as they lose their humidity, their leaves start to dry out and they will wilt it, and they will start to die if you leave it too long. And even though once everything took rooted, you need to acclimate them too. Fold up the leaves, leave a little hole like that to for the humidity to slowly dissipate, and they slowly get used to less and less and less humidity. That every week you open up this little bit bigger, and every other weeks you open up more holes, so that like this, so there after that first month or two, and once they start rooted, then you slowly open up holes for the humidity to dissipate, and they get used to less and less and less humidity, and they start to suck in more and more water through the root. And once they get used to that, then you can open up completely after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then you can just leave them out in the open like that, and they will, if they whatever moisture they need, they'll suck it through the leaf, through the root, and not through the leaf anymore. So
And how long does that process?
it will take me about 3 weeks, because I have nothing to do, so I could always let them go longer. So yeah, that's the trick. Humidity number one. Humidity number one. Get rid of all the Cambrian layer. Number one. And in the individually plant one is number one, so you don't lose when through that sorting process. And like I said, if you are a deer devil, you could do stem as big as this, or stem as big as your arm. Just stick in the soil, leave it in a shady place behind your house, or in some really dark forest, and they will take root. As long as you keep the humidity what it needs. If you have a fruit tree, I I I advise you to go through the air layer one, so that you do not lose your mother plant. You just taking a branch here, a branch there, a sapling here, a sapling there, to do your air layering to increase your production. And if this doesn't work out, you don't lose your mother plant. So for a plant that's on the ground, your fruit tree, go for air layering. For among chicken herbs like this, where they come in a pot like this will be the best method. You can get a whole batch of it, 40, 50 in one bucket, 40, 50 in one bucket. And if you're into selling plant, if you plan to open up your own John Garden, or some other seed store, this is the best way to get 100 seedling out of one mother plant. And all the red plant up there comes from only one mother plant. This I can make hundreds of them from one mother tree. And the same thing with all of this, they all come from one mother trees. And because they are in a potting, I could choose to do that and then cut the tips off, leave the mother plant, and they'll grow new shoot for me to make more cutting in the next couple months. So this process can go on and on from just one plant. So that's it.